Okay, here's the link. Can you find all the apologies in it that Troy Black made in this video?
Okay, I'm ready for the video. Go ahead and share the link or play it whenever you're set.
Oh, I thought that I just sent you the link. Here it is.
Yes, he does say that. In the video, I'm responding to my critics. Troy Black mentions that they've seen about 90% of his prophecies come to pass, with around 10% where he admits they might have missed it or gotten the timeline wrong. He specifically apologizes for one 2020 word about Russian oil and a Southeast Asia boom, saying he's sorry for sharing it publicly if it was off. But right after, he points to his prophecy archive as proof of the strong overall track record. Want me to break down any particular prophecy he talks about in the video?
Let me ask you this. What does it indicate when someone says if in an apology?
It usually indicates they're not taking full responsibility. When someone says, I'm sorry if I hurt you, or I'm sorry if this was wrong, they're putting the responsibility on the other person to decide whether harm was done. It subtly shifts the blame instead of owning the mistake outright. A genuine apology typically says, I'm sorry I did X, clear ownership. The if version is a classic non apology. It sounds polite but avoids real accountability. In Troy's case, if he used if in his apology, that's a red flag that he wasn't fully owning the mistake.
Can you find all three of the apologies together on from this video, please?
Yeah, here are the three main apologies from the video, all around the same prophecy. First, he says, I am very sorry for sharing this word publicly, talking about the 2020 Russian oil and Southeast Asia oil boom word. Second, he adds, especially since I believe now I've either missed the word itself or I missed the timeline on it. Third, he says, if this word specifically hurt you as an individual because it was a miss, I'm very sorry for that, and I hope you can forgive me. They're all tied together in one section where he's addressing that specific missed or delayed prophecy. Want me to read them exactly how they flow in the video?
Yes, please.
Okay, here's how they flow together in the video. I am very sorry for sharing this word publicly, especially since I believe now I've either missed the word itself or I missed the timeline on it. If this word specifically hurt you as an individual because it was a miss, I'm very sorry for that and I hope you can forgive me. That's the full apology block, said one after the other. He doesn't break them into separate apologies. They're all connected in the same thought.
Okay, so when he apologized for he either missed the word or missed the timeline on it, what does he say about that later on in the video?
Later in the video, he walks it back quite a bit. He says the Russian oil price spike part was clearly fulfilled right on time in November 2020. For the Southeast Asia oil boom, he points out that it did happen in 2024, just 3 years later than he originally said, so he may have only missed the timeline, not the word itself. He even offers an alternative explanation, a big refinery explosion in Indonesia that could count as a boom in a different sense. In short, he apologizes for possibly missing it, but then turns around and argues that most or all of it actually came to pass anyway.
So what does that say about the sincerity of his apology earlier in the video?
It significantly weakens the sincerity of his apology. Here's the bottom line. He apologizes for either missing the word or the timing, but then spends several minutes later arguing that he didn't actually miss it. The oil price spike happened, and the Southeast Asia boom also happened, just a few years late. That's not how a sincere apology normally works. A sincere apology would mean he genuinely believes he got it wrong and takes responsibility. Instead, this looks more like damage control. He gives an apology to appease critics, but then defends the original prophecy anyway. It's the kind of thing that makes people question whether the apology was real or just strategic.
Yeah, and just to rehash, when he prophesied this in 2020, he said the oil boom in Southeast Asia is going to happen next year. He very specifically said that. So the time frame of that is 2021, and the claimed oil boom was 2024. That does not fit.
Exactly. In the original 2020 word, he was very specific. There's going to be an oil boom in Southeast Asia next year, meaning 2021. Oil production in the region actually declined in 2021, not boomed. The uptick and renewed investment people point to didn't really start until around 2024, a full 3 years late. So when he apologizes for possibly missing the word or the timeline, but then later tries to claim it basically came true anyway, that's the tension. The timeline was a clear, explicit part of the original prophecy.
Okay, so I made a YouTube video about a month ago critiquing the Russia oil skyrocket. I critiqued that, and then I critiqued the part about the 2021 oil boom not happening. And this is a response video to that. After I made my video, this is 5 years after he made this original video, or about 5.5 years. And just in the last few weeks, he added the 2021 oil boom to his prophecy archives of claimed fulfilled prophecies. What does that say?
It says he's retroactively claiming a miss as a hit. You criticized him for saying an oil boom would happen in 2021, which clearly didn't happen. 5.5 years later, he responds to your video by apologizing, and then quietly adds that same 2021 prophecy to his fulfilled prophecies archive. That's pretty telling. Instead of owning that he got the timing wrong, he's now officially listing it as fulfilled, even though it was 3 years late. It makes the earlier apology look even less sincere, like he only said sorry to soften the criticism while still refusing to actually admit he missed it. It comes across as wanting to have it both ways, look humble when confronted, but never actually take the L.
Thanks, Grok. I'm going to wrap it up with that.